woken up. I remember being in some car. I remember it being dark. And then next thing I know, I'm in California, with my
Okay.
cousins and my
So
aunt.
did you guys okay, you had cousins in California. Did you drive all the way from Jalisco up to the border or were you already like ready
Yeah,
to cross?
we drove over.
Okay. And did you drive across the border
Yep, we
or did
drove
you
across.
okay. How did you they didn't stop you?
They did, but I mean, we went through the illegal ways, so whatever that means. So it was before 2001, so security wasn't as intense as it is now.
Oh, yeah, after 9/11 things changed a little bit.
Yeah, we stayed with some cousins for a couple days or something like that, and then we flew over from California to Oregon.
Now I remember you telling. I remember we were all hanging out in Oregon one time visiting Joseph, and we were down at these uh, food court, food trucks in downtown Oregon, and we were sitting in a park, and you kind of got real serious for a minute when some people walked by and they were picking up cans, collecting cans in the park. And if I remember correctly, you kind of remembered that was you and your mom at one point. Um,
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of how we made some of our living was she used to, besides working multiple jobs, restaurants under the table, we used to collect a bunch of cans, and then there was the machines back then where you could turn in the cans and they give you money. Um, so that's what we used to do to kind of get by. But then
mhm.
as far as the poverty stuff from that, that doesn't really strike me then. Honestly, it strikes me more in two places when my kids are ungrateful, and then when I'm just helping, people of poverty here in Canyon City or wherever we go. The Lord just reminds me of where I came from. But I do have the pull because of my past to be like, oh yeah, no, that sucks. Let's see what we can do to help that person out.
Well, you've never struck me as like a really emotional person anyway. Um, just more disciplined and great vision and accomplishing amazing things. And obviously, you're super smart. I still remember us doing a Willard class together,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'd be diagramming Willard's anatomy of a soul on the whiteboard, and you'd say, "Hold on a minute." You get up and you would do your take on it, and you absorbed Willard like most people cannot. Do you feel like not being overly emotional has to do with a response to trauma, or do you feel like it's just more your personality type? It sounds like the border crossing was fairly non dramatic for you guys. It wasn't like you had to uh, hire a coyote and walk through the desert or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they don't even remember any of that. And like I said, I vaguely remember. So the border
Yeah.
crossing isn't really a traumatic thing for us. It's what would come afterward, the settling down in the United States and our different things that we experienced here that would have shaped us and birth order too. I think that goes has a part to play in.
Are you the oldest? I forget.
Yeah, yeah, I am the oldest.
Yeah.
And so they taking on the burdens of life, especially my upbringing in particular, just having to grow up quickly, take care of my
Yeah.
kid, or take care of my kid, take care of the siblings. Uh,
Freudian slip. You were already a parent long before you
yeah, it
got
really
kids.
did feel like that. Yeah, and I mean, parents worked all the time, and so I was at home from an early age, taking care of them, making sure no one died. Um, and then even, you
Making
know,
sure you didn't kill anybody.
yeah, exactly. And then even as we moved here, uh, eventually, once my parents divorced, I had to step up, or I chose to step up and stay as everyone else graduated in high school. I chose to stay to help my mom and basically help raise the rest of the kid, Vanessa and Chewy
Yeah.
and Chris, that were causing trouble. Um, yeah, help them get through what they needed to get through. And I think that honestly played a huge role in my shaping of discipline, not putting my emotions on the very, like it was already, my emotions were already suppressed.
Yeah.
Uh, they just went to another level between that and then a really dramatic breakup in 2013, which, yeah, that whole part played into the backsliding back and forth
Yeah.
between, doing stuff I shouldn't have been. But those two things is what caused a major break in my heart to just like shut all emotion down, and not wanting to feel anything. And I remember asking God even after that breakup, uh, to not let me feel anything. Like I was like, give me a really cold heart so I don't have to feel nothing. Now, whether he answered that or that was the devil that may have answered that, or maybe that's just the way that, the
Yeah,
heart is, it worked in some
yeah.
regards.
Time
Um,
will tell. But you've gotten
but
married, you have kids, you got beautiful kids. Uh,
yeah,
you're a good father. I guess you've been a caretaker for most of your life. It sounds like.
yeah, it's been
Of
there.
course, we were just in the Pentateuch, and God's telling His people through Moses, you know, when the take care of the poor, the widow, the orphan, the foreigner, and don't forget that you guys were slaves and you were foreigners in another country. Like
Mhm.
now that it's getting good, better for you. Don't forget where you came from. What's the role of a community, a Christian community, in taking care of uh, the poor, the widow, the orphan, or the immigrant or the foreigner? Do you feel like that's something that the church has a specific call to, like Israel did back in the day? And what is that? What should that look like?
Yeah. I think the church absolutely does have a call, I would put it that way, a call to take care of the poor, the widow, the orphan, the prisoner, this and that. There's on the liberal side, people always like, well, if we tax the rich and we take all their billions of dollars and spread it across the United States, no one will ever be hungry and this or that. And the reality of it is most people that say that don't work with the poor and the drug addicts and people that are broken, close range, because as I do, and I work with them, I can guarantee you no amount of money will take away their brokenness. They will at some point decline back if the
Mhm.
heart problems are not addressed. And that being said, so then what? Are we just kind of screwed? Should we just like keep the poor at bay and the drug addict and being like, sorry, you guys are screwed for life, figure it out. Just die your miserable life. Do you want to just like take that approach, or what's the Christian approach? It's like,
Yeah.